Guru Nation, how is it going? Quick video. Anybody can text me, 949-415-6256. Bring your questions. I fear not any questions that you send me. This person is applying for a study coordinator position, and he actually has asked me a really good question. What questions, Dan, should I, the job applicant, ask the potential employer during my interview? And I said, you know what? That's such a good question. I've never got that before. Generally, anything that shows interest in the company. So just become a stalker of that company, okay? Like, you can find out a lot about a company through their website, through their social media, through clinicaltrials.gov. You can find lots of stuff, even about small companies. So maybe something like, let's say, for example, they do schizophrenia studies, okay? So something along the lines of, hey, as far as your schizophrenia studies, where do you guys typically recruit your patients from? And our coordinators going to be helping in recruiting activities, and maybe ask some questions about maybe becoming a generalist. Just say, hey, can I also get some experience here doing budgets? I know I might be a coordinator, but will I have any experiences maybe if you guys ever need help recruiting, doing budgets, things like that? Those are all good things to mention at small to medium-sized sites. Not at the big sites. Don't be doing this at universities. At universities, you got plenty of opportunity to show that you've researched their company, because most universities have tons of studies on clinicaltrials.gov. So just type in the university and look at the studies that they're doing for whatever department you are interviewing for. For example, if it's oncology, talk about their oncology studies. If it's rheumatology, talk about their rheumatology studies, things like that. So at universities, don't go in there being a generalist. I know I always preach being a generalist, and you should, but universities and the large institutions don't really care about that. The small ones do. And then the small ones would be really impressed with any kind of background research, any kind of homework you've done on them. So looking at their website, mentioning maybe like something that they posted on social media, on their Instagram page. I mean, they love that kind of stuff. Employers really, especially, again, small and medium-sized sites, they love that kind of stuff. They love to see that their efforts are producing, even if it's amongst potential coordinators like you. So that's my advice, is no questions really in particular, just something to demonstrate that you've researched the hell out of this company, especially for a clinical research coordinator. And if you happen to be particularly good at certain things, like maybe you're good at making websites. I always use this example because this is the world I'm in right now. We're all about making websites and blogs and things like that to attract attention. But whatever skills you have, maybe you can throw that in there as well. Say, hey, I'm really good at making websites. Do you think I'd ever have opportunity to help you guys revamp your website? Stuff like that, small to medium-sized sites would really appreciate. Also, just researching the hell out of what they do, what studies they do, and then specifics, such as, especially if it's complicated studies, like, again, schizophrenia as an example, just because that's the ones I do most studies for. For schizophrenia, there's all these different psychiatric assessments. So if you go in there, go to clinicaltrials.gov, go to Google Scholar and look at these different psychometric assessments, or whatever the therapeutic areas that site does, and get into the nitty-gritty of those assessments, and then maybe ask questions like, who does your positive and negative symptoms of schizophrenia? Is that something that I would ever be trained on possibly to do as well? Because I would love doing that. Anything that shows your interest in the company and your interest in being there long-term is a good sign for the company. And just the fact that you bothered to research and learn about the employer is a really good thing. 90% of candidates that I've interviewed knew nothing about what my company does. Nothing. So that's obviously not a good sign. So that's a good question. Good job. Let me know what you think. Good luck, okay? Take care.